Welcome back to Foundry Early Access. My name is Stylized and we are continuing on our beautiful, glorious Let's Play. And I have to apologize about the thumbnail. I haven't, of course, made the thumbnail yet, but I know already what I'm going to do. I'm going to make huge profit because is there one thing I absolutely hate about my fellow YouTubers is that why do you put huge profit in your clickbait titles for no apparent reason? However, in this case, there's actually almost a reason to put a huge profit, but because there is actually a way that we can do some sales in this game, and that's what we're going to do. We are going to continue on fixing the space station in this series, and we are then going to start trading. We're working on the repair sales platform. At the end of the last episode, we did the hull repair, started that. I've also done some construction drones, so we get more drones to build faster. I'll also build a solar panel so we can actually get the sales platform up and running. So this is going to be the crux of what we do today, but this is a slow process, so we're going to be doing some awesome scaling in the meantime while all of this is going on. Right, so this series, well, I'm probably not going to be streaming it so much more on Twitch, but I intend to continue to stream it here or make YouTube videos, because as the transitioning, it is going to be a lot of manual work because there are no blueprints, there's no copy-paste features, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that's just really rather boring. So with YouTube, we can just cut it away and then move on with the show. So that is what we're going to be doing. I will be streaming it on Sunday, so if you want me to continue streaming, come on over on Sunday and on Twitch.tv/Stylized and just yell at me and demand that I continue. So that's how it works. We don't have any research available. Everything is yellow signs. So that is what we're going to do. We're getting the yellow signs. In order to get the yellow signs, that's where we are. Where are we? That's here. That needs circuit boards. We got it. Energy cells. We got it. And thermalite bars. We don't have that, but it is something we get once we have our sales repair the sales facility. Then we get it, and then we can we will actually see that they will start coming in. Here, they will sell our very first drones here. So I think what we'll want to do is we want to actually get our drones fed directly over there, so we get a continuous supply of materials, right? So that is going to be outbound. That did not turn it outbound. There we go. And then we just drag it underneath. I think that works, right? It doesn't cut into anything. Nope, just barely not. And you know, even though it doesn't really belong on the bus, then why not just make it on the bus if it has to sort of be dragged there as well. So we'll drag it all the way over to, I guess, to that location, and then just drag it down. Yeah, this is going to be and downwards here, and just go in, and there you go. So now we have a continuous production that will go in here. This will be then done for, they'll be exported, and over here this will be our warehouse where we will get the thermalite. So we'll be making it a little box out here, and then I'm going to be dragging that into a single box. Do we have a good box? No, we do not have. We need steel beams for the good box. Someone needs to clean out this area as well so we can extend the bus. Those are important. There we go, and we get one of these. We're gonna need a big box here, so that can store 3,200 thermalite. Plus, this warehouse can apparently only store 1,000 thermalite. Okay, so we have that here, and make it like that, and so get it in. And then this one will, it won't go back on the bus. It'll go over here to some build where we're going to be putting it into. The only thing we really want it for right now is for science, so we'll build it into a science build. So that means I need to clear out this area and wait for the science to complete, or the upgrade to complete. Oh, there we go.
A cargo ship just bought some of our construction drones. They paid us in a rare metal called thermalite. It seems to be the galactic currency. What an achievement. Yet it feels strange. This isn't the task we've been assigned. You're right, BB. Mission commander's gone, and we're running this place now. Oh boy, there is so much work ahead. Let's start by adding this thermalite into a science pack for material analysis. I think it'll be useful if we melt it down.
I can't believe the robot says, "Oh boy." Well, maybe in Fallout that would be okay. So what happens now is that you can see here this is sales warehouse, and that means this is going to be brought from this location. They're going to be picking up, and then they're going to bring it up to the sales location up here. Then that from there will be sold, and then it'll be brought back into the sales requester warehouse, or whatever, the other one, the other color warehouse, and then we can get it from there. So it's basically like feed maintenance drones in one side and then get Thermalite out the other side. And there is a certain sort of cadence where they will be traded. So what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, we're going to start the next upgrade, and there isn't really anything additionally that's super important here. And so what we can do is we can do the hull repair. This, I think this is something that will enable more things in the future, but this is the first version of early access, so it's not quite there yet. Then we can also do cargo bay, which just means it gets a little bit bigger. We're going to do this 25 minutes. Let's take a look at sales. Look at that, huge profit already. Wow, look at that. That graph, it's amazing, isn't it? And we see how many sales drones we have now. 100 maintenance drones up here. And what we see is that in 31 seconds, then we will get a next trade ship arriving that will come in here, take the sales drones. I don't know if it'll sell all of it, and then it'll be converting each maintenance drone gives us 5 Thermalite bars, and then we'll get 500 Thermalite bars, and those Thermalite bars will then be brought back to our warehouse, and then we have it on the ground, which means we can start making the science. And now I've just been rambling, so that now there's only 7 seconds left, so let's just wait until we get that, and we can see even more huge profits in a couple of seconds. There we go, look at that graph. The line must go up. This is like cryptocurrency 5 years ago. Woo, amazing. So we have 500 Thermalite bars. They will be brought back to our location here. So what we need to do now is start working on science. So I've now extended my bus quite a bit, and we reached the water out here, and we also have a pretty decent amount of Thermalite already. 1800, nice, that's pretty nice. So what we need to do now is start making a science facility. I've also built here, I built some solar panels and some batteries, and we're going to be building a location for that afterwards. So I'm just going to take 80 of these and then actually get up to 100, because 100 just seems like a really nice number. And there we go, let's just get that. So let's take 100 of those. I'm going to get the stuff inbound, and that will be a belt inbound here and another belt. I'll have, for the science, I'll have 3 inputs, and therefore that is not it, and too far away to copy. That's a weird thing actually. That, and then I'll have an input, let's call that here, and then I'm gonna have an output that will be going up on a belt that I have prepared in advance, and we'll have another science over here, and then we have 2 more inputs that will be actually the same as the first 2 lines, and then we'll just figure out. So that is there, configure, science pack, that one. So what I have is the energy cells and the circuits, and then my Thermalite. Those are the ones we want. So let's go out here and take a look at the first one. So the first will be energy cells or circuits. Those are actually the last 2 things on the bus. I like the bus build, and I don't think there's only one thing that shouldn't have been built on the bus, and that is coils. That's the only thing that doesn't serve a purpose on the bus, but everything else is actually quite reasonable to have on the bus. And that's kind of my reasoning at this point, because then there's just like a few things that need glass or concrete, and then we just have it. It's just really nice to just have that as we move forward. And we're going to be building it here. As usual, we'll be building a little bit of this and then go skip the rest. 1, 2. We do not have enough energy cell production, because what I built it for was just for the maintenance drones, and I didn't really realize how much I'm going to need it for this location. So we have only about 1/3 of what we actually need, which is not great. So at some point we're going to have to redo, or to at least scale up that location. But for now, I put it into a big box, so that's we have a storage, and that means we have a pretty good buffer to get us going on the science. When we get the science, we'll also realize how utterly slow that is. It's quite ridiculous how slow it is. And let's see, that one is going to be here, and oops, they are not allowed to be this close. There, 3, 4, and 5. That if this were red assemblers like speed 1, then they will be exactly the same speed as the other builds, but now I'm actually making 50% faster, but I just figured that I'll make the other ones equally fast. So my target is 10 science per minute, and this one will actually be 15 science per minute. And that is science completed. We're seeing the very first ones go out here. So now it's time for us to look at what is the best thing that we want to get here. There are so many good things, but there's one thing that dominates everything else, and that is jetpack speed 50%. Great. What are we going to get after that? We are going to get the freight elevator, because I am going to show you some really cool things about the freight elevator, and then we're going to go into the thermalite, which will just unlock the main stuff. All this is basically upgrades, like faster belts, bigger storage, then solar panels, all that stuff, steel smelting, that's also pretty nice. Inventory and a monument of silliness, but this is really what sort of progresses the tech. So that's first a few upgrades, and this takes forever, but we'll just let the jetpack speed just get a little bit. What we also need to do is upgrade on our signal tower to start the next upgrade up in orbit. The very first bits of science are coming in now. That's great, and I'm still working on the hull upgrade, and we should be seeing something. Yes, it has all of it, and it should be working. Why is it so damn slow? Why is it not doing anything? Is it spinning? Is it doing anything? What seems to be the major malfunction? Okay, 1%. It says jetpack speed 1%. Perfect. Now I want to show you another headache. Well, there's a headache about the xenoferrite here. That's definitely something that's problematic, but there are bigger and more problems. We're actually kind of hard to press to keep this up and running, but here, electronic components are just not fast enough. So what we can do is we can actually I've built this one to supplement our technoplates, and we're going to be using this space to build a big build for electronic components. This is what I mean. At this point, the game sort of kind of slows down, and normally I would just say copy this and paste it over here, but there is no such thing. So all we can do is just whoosh away and then see when it's done. Here we are. Now this comes the best part of all factory games, the part where we hook it up and see if everything has been done correctly. So what was just a flash, a second for you was half an hour for me, and that's just how it goes with this game until we get blueprints and everything else, like blueprints and copy paste, or at least like Dyson Sphere, where you can drag things, or yeah, just something like you could drag this. I've been thinking about it when I'm doing this, that you hold it down and you drag it and you tap with the distance. That would, exactly like Dyson Sphere, that would be amazing. So the first thing is like, okay, why is it not working? Well, because I forgot to actually set up the recipe for this. I can just pretend that was on purpose, so that we could start seeing it online. So they are coming in here to Technomore. I've also upgraded the mine down here so that it can now produce 4 lanes of 320 each. These ones will now be outbound because they will now go out. So we now have 4 lanes of 320 going. Crap. Yeah, there's always something, right? There's always something. That's probably not something I want in here. And there we go. So what we're seeing now is, of course, this one is already working. What I've tried to do is the first example of direct insertion. Well, not the first, but the first example here. It is one of these making coils, and that produces 60 coils, no, 120 coils, and each of these electronic components consumes 60 coils each, so that's a nice 1-to-2 ratio. I have built this one. This is consuming 360 Technum on the outside, but I'm only providing 320, so the last one will only be active 1/3 of the time. Similarly here, all of this is consuming 360, and of course that will also not quite be working, so the last ones might be idle a little bit here, and then it'll even out so that I'll get 320 outbound, as you can see here. This goes back in and gets merged back on the bus, and it then supersedes all of this build, which was the original build, because it couldn't keep up, and now we can keep up with everything. Good. So we have power. We have Faster jetpack. Ooh, look at that. We've faster jetpack. So now what is the next thing we want to do? Well, we are working on the freight elevator. So let's do a little bit on the freight elevator, even though that might be a massive project. It's really hard for me to figure out how long the episode is going to be when I spend so much off camera. Okay, so this one is working on more solar panels. And then we're going to be cargo bay extension. Here, yes, we burned through all of our initial stockpile, and now we're just down to sort of whatever we can feed. We've gotten 3,100 Thermalite bar. That should be more than enough for what we need. So what I want to do is actually also show you a little bit of a solar panel that we have built out here. Look at that, glorious solar panels. Again, also setting something up off camera here. That's look at that, the grid. And we have solar panels. They're not producing very much, but hey, it's free power once we set it up. I'm definitely going to be scaling this up continuously, but onwards to the next thing. Away from civilization, out here in the Black Forest where the Greylings roam, we have precious materials, but these precious materials are hidden deep underground, so that is a massive amount of explosives if we want to get down there, or we can use one of the really cool features that I want to explore. But the thing is, we're going to just stamp it down, and we're researching the freight elevator, and I am going to show you what it does. I'm going to build an elevator here, and it's going to be, I don't know, maybe like this, I guess. Sure, no, like that. There we go. And then I am going to select the ground beneath it. There we go. And I am going to just restore this part. So now there is nothing below it, and we can then go in here. I will get my power. It actually doesn't need power to operate, but I need power downstairs anyway. So what we can do is we can say this configuration. I'm going to change the name of this. I'm going to call it base level, because that's everything is on 134 on my base. Then I'm going to add a station and going to call that Xeno. And then that is at height 100. Why 100? Well, because if I scan this one, it says that it has 100. So now you can hear it. Something is going on. It's now digging its way down there. Pretty damn cool. And once it's done digging, then we can actually go down there. We can just have a look at how this is progressing. It's just slowly digging down, and when it's done, let's hitch a ride downstairs. And it has almost reached the target. There we go. Now I can actually go in the elevator. I think this is such a cool feature of working with verticality. So it's not like infinite ramps up and down, but it's just like this. And there's also a freight elevator that we can use, and we're researching the freight elevator Mark II. There we go. We have a hello. That's probably not safe, but since when did we do anything about like safe? There we go. We have now found our underground material. Luckily, this elevator is blast resistant. If it wasn't blast resistant, well, I don't think this civilization would have endured, because I would have exploded myself and got stuck underground. There we go. This is where we're going to be setting up a new mining location with all that encompasses. There, I think I might actually have built it a little bit too close. So I'm going to back it up a little bit so there's room for actually mining. And we just need to wait for the freight elevator to complete. We have done all the repairs on the space station. So if we look at the space station, we can just look up. Well, we could look up if it was there. Ah, great. Thank you, clouds. Well, anyway, if you looked up, you could see, and there were no clouds, then you would be able to see that the space station is actually repaired. It's right there. Right there, I think. Isn't it? Yeah, I think so. And we have started the research. We are now working our way through this research tier. So now it's just, this is awfully slow, and I need to scale up a lot in order for it to be faster, which is kind of what I'm doing now, just making these scale up things. I'm going to continue streaming or making YouTube videos as long as you have an interest in watching it. So leave a like and a comment below if you want to see this continue. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more factory games. And of course, if you want access to the save games or just want to be an all-round nice person, then you can support on Patreon. And that's how I keep the channel going, and you don't have to see like ad integrations or weird sponsored videos here on the channel. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.